play out. But guys, let's move from U.S. politics to Chinese politics. The Ant Group IPO was basically halted out of nowhere. Simon, you want to weigh in on what happened here?
Well, I will talk about the IPO, Dan. You said IPA, so I assume you're talking about a beer that I haven't heard of, but that sounds delicious. So
the Ant Group IPA is excellent. That is
India
not
Pale Ale. That's right. This is Jack Ma butting heads with the Chinese government. And this is a huge deal because this was supposed to raise $34 billion with a B in its IPO there, making it the largest IPO of all time. And at the last minute, at the 11th hour, Chinese regulators said, you know what, we're going to pull this down because, as they quoted, we are concerned that the company might not meet the listing conditions or disclosure requirements. And this comes, of course, 1 week after Jack Ma, the co-founder of Alibaba and Alipay, which is part of Ant Group Financial, says that he was worried about the Chinese government stifling innovation. So there's a little bit of back and forth that's holding up this really highly anticipated IPO.
Simon, how much of this is, so let me read exactly what Ma said. He said, what we need is to build a healthy financial system, not systematic financial risks. To innovate without risks is to kill innovation. There's no innovation without risks in this world. Basically, he called out the Chinese government. Is this just them showing him who's boss?
This is bigger than that because Ant Financial has threatened China for a long time. And Jack Ma, just to give a little bit of the backstory of what's going on here, he really wanted 20 years ago to provide a way for small businesses in China to set up shop, to take out loans that they were not getting from China's state-owned banks because they weren't checking the boxes, and provide them with capital. And then on top of that, to get them up and running, he also wanted to provide the e-commerce platform that became Alibaba Group so they could sell those things that they were creating online. So now they've got money to make factories and sell things, and they've got the e-commerce platform to do that. But the risk, of course, for China is now that Ant Group was giving these loans to these small businesses that they were not getting from those state-run Chinese enterprises. And that's kind of threatened their regulations. They're harder to regulate individual banks than it is for the state-owned ones. There's capital requirements and sorts of other things like this that they want to keep their control over. And so this isn't so much, in my opinion at least, just a story of, oh, China said you can't do something that we told you to do. This is more of they want to flex their muscle and say, hey, Jack, if you want to bring Ant Group public, it's still got to be under our terms.
What do you think ultimately happens? And then we'll throw it to Austin to talk about investing in China in general. But do you think this is just a temporary stop? I mean, Ant Group already exists. Being public or not being public doesn't actually change much.
Yes, an Alibaba publicly traded company too. I think that this does eventually go public. There are going to be some negotiations that are going to be very frustrating for Jack Ma. Of course, he has a lot to make out of this too. He's a, what is it, 10, 11% ownership stake in Ant Financial. So there's billions of dollars on the table for him to bring this public. But it's going to be with terms and conditions, Dan. There's no doubt about it that Ant's just not going to be able to innovate like a company like PayPal has been able to do here in the United States.
Lot to follow. Austin, you're generally wary about investing in Chinese-run companies. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, and if it looks like I was distracted, it's because I was out there sharing on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. So all of you are watching this live, make sure you follow us on all those channels, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all that stuff. But yeah, what you're talking about is exactly why I'm very cautious about investing in Chinese companies. And I'm open-minded and I will invest in Chinese companies. But if I do it, it's going to be with a small part of my portfolio because there's just so much that I don't know, so much that we can't control. And there's a lot of things I just don't understand about the culture and the way business is done. And so investing is hard enough. I love it. I love studying great businesses. I think I could find great businesses in the United States. And oh, by the way, we still have international exposure because almost every company these days is global and is impacted by the global economy. So we still have global exposure with a lot of US companies.
Yeah, I mean, I own shares of Starbucks. If you own shares of Starbucks, their number 2 market is China. I own shares of Walt Disney. It's not their most important market, but it is a relevant market when it comes to the traditional movie business.